Ozinga Ready Mix, we're out of five states, so we currently work in Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and Florida. The reason for reliable power is because we have expirable loads on our trucks. As soon as the concrete is put into the truck has to unload in a certain matter of time. So it's very critical that when the trucks leave the plant, they get to our customers and unload the concrete. Otherwise, we're going to have concrete setting up in our trucks. In 2010 and 11, when diesel prices started rising and the cost of the barrel started creeping back up into the 80 to 90 to even $100 range, Ozinga started looking for different ways how to source their fuel, and they came across natural gas as an alternative. They figured that would be a perfect fuel for them to get into to keep their cost of fuel down. They figured out that they could actually start building their own stations and producing their own fuel versus going out and getting it. And as they continue to look into it, they realize that natural gas is a much cleaner option than diesel fuel. And then also, because our trucks come back every night, the drivers can plug in and just walk away from that versus sitting and waiting to fill up every single night. And it's actually much more efficient on the driver's side, saving between 5 to 10% of their time at the end of the day. Like anything with technology, I'll be honest, we had some issues in the beginning with natural gas. It was kind of new to the market with the engines, but nowadays it's as reliable as a diesel engine, if not more. We're actually finding great luck in the winter because we're in the Midwest. We get some pretty cold winters up here, that our natural gas have better startability than a diesel truck will. So if we've got to start a truck up in sub-degree weather, we're not worried that the natural gas truck will not start. You get into gelling of the diesel fuel and that becomes an issue. Even when you get into the DEF, the diesel exhaust fluid, that's going to create issues, right? Because that's water as well. So you don't have any of those issues with the natural gas. So it's been working really, really well for us.
At first, there was a perception that they weren't going to have as much power, and we found out that was not true after driving the vehicles, and the performance is relatively the same. The fueling of the natural gas is very convenient. We pretty much park and plug it in, quick connect, and turn it on and walk away, and we're ready to go the next morning. It's somewhat of a novelty to have a natural gas truck on certain jobs and in neighborhoods. People are interested in technology and clean energy we're using, and it's a good feeling to know that we're driving natural gas trucks and doing our part to help the environment.
On the natural gas side, we're running 6 shops, and I'm not sure the exact number of trucks, probably 170 trucks that are natural gas. Well, we've had them now, I think 6 going on 7 years. The biggest reliability thing that I have found is doing the PMs correctly. That's probably the biggest thing we've noticed on the maintenance. Do the spark plug intervals correctly, just do their maintenance, oil changes, and the trucks just run. I have one truck's got a little over 21,000 hours on it.
We're stewards of our environment here at Ozinga, which means we care about the people, we care about the environment and everything we touch. The natural gas trucks go right along with that. Our trucks are on the road every single day where your kids are, where your grandkids are, where my kids are, and our trucks are driving up and down those roads. So the natural gas is a much cleaner burning fuel for our kids. So we look at it as a long-term investment, both on the financial side, but then also on our environmental side, by just doing the environment its justice. Horsepower is somewhat critical. So because what we do every single day is we're pushing concrete through a drum in and out all day long. So horsepower becomes a play. Haven't had any issues with the natural gas engines. The drivers actually prefer the natural gas engines. They're quieter, which the drivers really, really like. But when it comes to valves and specking, I just sit down with Cummins and my transmission and the gearing guys, and just to make sure that it's dialed down correctly, to make sure that it's going to perform the way I want it to perform. I'm a big fan of Cummins, so and Cummins has been phenomenal to work with, between their customer service reps to their sales reps, to their technical people, their engineers. I've spent a lot of time with Cummins kind of working through the whole natural gas engine as well as the diesel piece. And any issue that we have, we've had monthly meetings where we get together and just have a whole working list of some of the issues that we have and some of the wins that we have. And it's been a relationship side by side the entire way. They want to make sure that we're well educated, we have all the right tools, all of our mechanics are doing the right things, and they've really walked hand in hand with us. So it's been a great working relationship.